You know that feeling, that spark when you hit on a brilliant startup idea? It's electric.
Oh, yeah. Your mind just races ahead, right? You see the final product, the global reach.
All the bells and whistles, the complex integrations, and then bang, reality hits.
Suddenly you get this huge list of features, not much cash, and this paralysis. What do we actually build now?
That paralysis, it's dangerous. We hear that a lot. Founders get stuck.
It really is. Because they mix up the big dream with what's needed right now. You feel torn, you know?
Yeah.
Impress users versus just surviving, making sure the core idea even works.
And the sources we looked at for this dive, they hammered this home. An MVP, your minimum viable product, it's not just elite version. That word elite is wrong.
Exactly. It implies you just took stuff out. No, it's about being smart. Optimization.
Okay.
It's the smartest version you can build to test your main idea, fast, efficiently, without burning through all your money.
So prioritization is crucial. Make or break, maybe?
Absolutely. It's where you decide, often pretty ruthlessly, what makes the cut for launch and what has to wait, what stays on the shelf, at least for now.
Okay, let's really dig into this. Our mission today, give you the tools to step back from the emotional side, see why prioritizing is vital, sidestep those common pitfalls.
Yeah, the ones that lead to building way too much.
Exactly. And learn some solid, objective ways to make these tough calls. Frameworks that give you, rational answers.
Yeah, that's good.
So, starting with the stakes, why is this one decision, what feature goes first, so incredibly important? Every founder starts with a monster list, right? 50, 60 items.
And that list,
Mm-hmm.
early on, it's more of a problem than a benefit. Seriously.
How so?
Well, the hard truth is, not every feature actually helps you answer the big question, will people pay for this core thing I'm offering? Adding more just makes development longer, harder, and way more expensive.
And if you don't prioritize effectively, the consequences sound pretty severe. What happens when you fail here? What risks are you taking?
We see three big dangers cropping up again and again in the research. First, you get a diluted value proposition,
Meaning?
meaning if your product is just cluttered with extras, secondary stuff, users get confused. They don't see the main point. It looks messy, not like a sharp solution.
And that messiness, that clutter, it probably hurts the main feature too, the one you actually need to test.
Precisely. And that connects to a stat that really jumped out at me. When you actually test features with real users, only about 20, maybe 30% get used regularly.
Wow, only 20 to 30.
Yeah, so the other 70%, it's not just sitting there unused. It's adding complexity, it's creating technical debt, it's slowing down the part that actually matters.
Okay, that's a big one. What's the second threat?
Delayed time to market. Simple as that. You add 3 features you don't strictly need. Your 3-month launch might become 9 months.
And in that time?
A competitor could swoop in, validate the same core idea, and basically own the market before you've even finished polishing some minor setting. Ouch.
Ouch is right. Okay. And the third? I'm guessing it involves money.
You guessed it. Strained budgets. Cash is king, especially early on. Every single nice-to-have feature you build before validation, that's runway you're burning. Runway you desperately need after launch to actually grow.
But the flip side, if you are lean,
The upside is huge. You deliver value fast, you get real data, you impress investors not with a bloated feature list, but with smart, lean execution and actual proof, actual traction.
so the main point here isn't how many features you launch with.
Not at all.
It's whether the features you do choose actually prove your business model works, that people want it.
Exactly. Prove it's sustainable and desirable.
All right, this is where it gets really interesting for me. The common traps, I think we've all seen or maybe even done this. Building something for the wrong reasons? What are these classic mistakes?
The absolute biggest killer, I think, is building the final product first. You've got this grand vision, and it might be amazing.
But you can't afford it yet.
Right. Burning all your cash up front before you even know if customers care about that ultimate dream. That's a massive gamble. Validate first, then perfect.
And tied to that is getting confused about what's essential, right? Confusing must-have with nice-to-have.
Totally. Founders get really attached emotionally to certain features. They think, oh, this has to be in there. Or they look at established players and think they need everything their competitor has.
That parity thing. Trying to match feature for future.
It's a death trap for a newcomer. You shouldn't be trying to copy a product that's had years to iterate. Your job, as the new kid on the block, is to find what's missing, what's underserved. That's your unique value, your USP. Copying their roadmap, that's ignoring your own mission.
Okay, but what about pressure from inside? Like an advisor or an early investor insists on their pet feature. That feels like a tricky one. Overvaluing internal opinions. How do you push back?
That is tricky. The key is data, objective data.
Mhm.
The user's voice, what potential customers say, has to outweigh internal opinions, even powerful ones.
So use user feedback as your shield.
Exactly. Look, if you have to build something small for an investor to keep them happy, maybe. But if your core features are being dictated by founders or advisors instead of what the market seems to want, you're just building for yourselves an echo chamber, not a real market.
And the last big mistake, the one that bites you later, skipping early validation.
Oh, this one costs so much down the line. Not testing with clickable prototypes or even just simple mock-ups before you start coding complex stuff.
Because changing a wireframe is easy.
Cheap and easy. Changing code after 3 months of engineering work. That could sink the company. Smart founders get really good at saying not yet to most things until the users basically give them permission through validation.
Which is exactly why we need objective ways to cut through that emotion, that attachment.
Precisely. And these frameworks, they're fantastic because they give you that rational backbone. They help justify the cuts even when it feels hard.
Okay, let's dive into those frameworks. The first one's a classic, brings immediate clarity. The Moscow method. Sounds very official.
It does, but it's really straightforward.
Yeah.
It's all about clear categories, forces you to draw lines.
What are the categories?
4 buckets. Must have. These are non-negotiable. Product literally doesn't work without them. Should have important, add real value, but, the product could launch without them if needed. Could have, these are the nice extras, lower priority, and won't have things you explicitly decide not to build right now.
Let's use an example. Say a social fitness app. What's a must-have?
Okay, must-haves. User sign-up, login and workout, tracking basic progress. Without those, you don't have an app.
Right. What about should have?
Maybe social sharing. It's important for growth, sure, but the individual user can still track their workouts without it initially.
And could have.
Gamified achievements, badges, streaks, nice dopamine hit, but definitely waitlist material.
And won't have. Something way out there.
Augmented reality workouts, full AI video coaching, cool ideas, maybe, but definitely won't have for the MVP. You see how that process just forces you to slash a list of 30 ideas down to maybe 3 or 4 core things?
Yeah, it brings focus. Okay, so Moscow gives structure.
Yeah.
But what about user excitement? That's where the Kano model fits in, right? Focusing on satisfaction.
Exactly. Kano looks at features based on how they affect the user's feeling about the product. It's got 3 main types.
Which are?
Basic needs. Stuff users just expect. If it's missing, they're annoyed. Think login, password reset, table stakes.
Got it.
Then performance needs. Here, satisfaction goes up the better the feature is, like faster delivery speed, more cloud storage. More is better.
Okay.
And finally, delighters.
Yeah.
These are the unexpected cool things, the pleasant surprises that make people go, wow. Maybe personalized AI recommendations that are surprisingly good.
And for the MVP, the advice is ignore the delighters.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Nail the basic needs you have to. They prevent frustration. Then pick 1 or maybe 2 really crucial performance needs that differentiate you. Just focus there.
Save the delighters. Save those resources.
Save them for later, after you've proven the core thing is valuable. Earn the right to delight.
Makes sense. But what if the team just can't agree? Like fierce debate about how much impact a feature really has or how hard it is to build. We need numbers.
That's where race scoring comes in. It moves you from gut feelings to something quantitative, mathematical.
RICE, what does that stand for?
Reach, impact, confidence, and effort. You calculate a score, multiply reach, impact, and confidence, then divide the whole thing by effort.
So high score wins.
High score gets prioritized, yes. It forces everyone, developers, designers, product managers, onto the same page with a single score.
Talk about the confidence score. That sounds like where the subjectivity creeps back in, but maybe in a good way.
It's maybe the most interesting part. It forces you to be honest about your assumptions. Let's say you want to build, I don't know, a complex internal chat feature.
Okay.
You might estimate high impact, high reach. But if you have 0 user testing data, 0 market validation for that specific feature, your confidence score should be low. Maybe 50%, 60%.
And it drags the whole RICE score down.
Exactly. It flags it objectively as a high-risk feature, something that needs more proof before you pour engineering time into it. It's a great way to manage that internal bias, that wishful thinking.
I like that. Okay, one more framework, the simplest one maybe, the one core job framework.
Yeah, this one cuts right to the chase. Just ask, what is the single primary job users are hiring this product to do?
So if you're staring at that list of 50 features,
This forces simplification. Uber. Book a ride. Simple, reliable. Dropbox. Store and access files easily. Airbnb initially. Book or list a place to stay.
anything else at the MVP stage?
It's just noise, distraction. Nail that one core job first.
Okay, frameworks give us the logic, but founders need a practical path, a workflow. The sources laid out a pretty clear 7-step process. Step 1 is obvious but critical. Define the MVP goal.
Absolutely. You got to know why you're building this thing right now. Is it just to see if people are interested? Test if they'll pay? Get some traction numbers for investors?
Because the goal dictates the features.
Completely.
Hmm.
Knowing this specific goal lets you say no to everything that doesn't directly serve it.
Okay, step 2. Map the user journey. Make sure there's a clear path for that main problem.
Right, like for food delivery. Browse menus, pick items, pay Hennem, get food delivered. A clean flow.
Step 3, brainstorm all features. Just dump everything out, no judgment yet.
Get it all on paper, yeah. Then comes the objective part. Step 4, categorize. Use Moscow, use Rice, score things up.
And then step 5, the tough one, cut aggressively.
This is where you need that thick skin. Trim the fat. Be ruthless. Only include what's absolutely vital for that core user journey you mapped out.
Okay, let me push back slightly here. Is there a danger of cutting too much? Like cutting a feature that, okay, maybe it's secondary, but it's your key differentiator against competitors. How do you balance that?
That's a great question. It goes back to the Kano model, maybe. That differentiator is likely a key performance need.
Right.
So instead of adding 3 okay differentiators, focus all your energy on making that one performance need exceptional. Hedge your bets by being the absolute best at solving the core job. Plus, maybe that one key performance aspect. Leave the rest. Don't spread yourself thin.
Got it. Focus resources. Okay, after cutting, step 6 is vital. Prototype and test before building.
Yes. Show clickable prototypes, even simple mock-ups, to maybe 5, 10 potential users. Can they actually do the main thing? Does it solve their problem? Get that feedback before code.
And only then, step 7, build, launch, and learn.
Build only those validated must-haves. Get it out there, collect real data, and then prioritize the next features based on what users are actually doing, not what you guessed they'd do months ago.
These real-world examples really drive it home. Dropbox is fascinating, such a complex service now.
But their first MVP, genius in its simplicity. It wasn't even working software. It was just a video. Yeah, a simple demo showing how file syncing would work. They weren't testing the tech. They were testing the need. Do people want this? Do they trust this concept? They proved the core job desire first, then built the complex machine.
Wow. And Zappos. Selling shoes online seemed crazy back then.
Totally. And the founder didn't start with warehouses and logistics software. He went to local shoe stores, took photos, put them online. Someone ordered, he bought the shoes, and shipped them himself.
So the MVP was just, will people actually buy shoes from a website?
Exactly. Validate the core behavior first. The yes to that question justified building the whole complex operation later.
And Airbnb or renting out air mattresses.
Seemed nuts. Their first version was super basic, just listing a space, basic booking. No reviews, no filters, no instant book, none of the stuff we expect now.
They just needed to prove
That strangers would pay to sleep in other strangers' homes using the internet. Once that core kind of weird transaction was validated, then they could build all the trust features, the search tools, everything else.
this really isn't just product strategy, is it? It's fundamental budget strategy. That stat about overspending.
It's huge, a critical path to efficiency. Startups waste, 40 to 60% of their budget, often because they let those could-haves or even won't-haves creep into the first build.
Grind, build, Rome in a day.
Exactly. And that 40-60% overspend is the direct cost. Smart prioritization, cutting that feature list maybe by half or more, that can slash development costs maybe by up to 40% and gets you learning from real users so much faster. It's about preserving that precious cash.
So bringing it all together, what's the bottom line?
Fundamentally, getting MVP prioritization right is the difference between launching lean, proving your concept in, say, 3 months with real data, getting follow-on funding,
Versus
burning all your cash, building something huge and complex that ultimately maybe nobody really wanted.
it's adopting that mindset. Your MVP solves one core problem really, really well, period.
And nothing more. Use those rational tools, Moscow, Kano, Rice-E, to fight your own emotional attachment. Build smart, not just big. Build lean. Launch fast. Validate everything.
Okay, so here's something for you to think about. If MVPs start super lean, just basic needs, and maybe one key performance feature, think about your favorite app right now. Slack, Spotify, Instagram, whatever. What's a major feature you use all the time?
Mm.
Like maybe Spotify's Discover Weekly or Instagram DMs. Chances are that feature, the one you love now, was almost certainly a delighter or even a won't have for now, back when that app first launched.
Absolute.
All that complexity, all that richness you enjoy today, it was earned through super aggressive, smart prioritization early on. That's the real takeaway.